My name is Dontez Lindsay. I am the General Manager of Dutch Trading LLC, as well as the Lead Trainer of StockCraft. I'm not a financial advisor, nor a CPA, and the content I create is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I trade in my account, and everything I do is hypothetical in nature because it doesn't happen in your account. My experience with trading is not typical, nor does it guarantee that similar results will be obtained by you. I am merely sharing my opinion with no guarantee of gains or losses in investments. Remember, day trading can be extremely risky. You should be prepared to lose all the funds that you use for day trading. In particular, you should not fund day trading activities with retirement savings, student loans, second mortgages, emergency funds, funds set aside for purposes such as education or home ownership, or funds required to meet your living expenses. Further, certain evidence indicates that investments less than $50,000 will significantly impair the ability of a day trader to make a profit. Of course, an investment of $50,000 or more would no way guarantee a success. With that out of the way, let's get into the content.
Good morning, everybody. All right, that's all I got. Yeah, I don't have anything on my scanner today. How'd everyone do? And how's everyone doing? Howdy. So I spent some time yesterday trying to play with widgets. That was fun. We saw APLD squeeze a lot of people. I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday. How like there's a light resistance with like these panic candles, and yeah, it beat the one at the close, and now it's on its way up to the one at like 3. So I don't know what's going on with that. But other than that, we also had Mara, which was in the same sector, where they both fall under like financial capital markets. Yeah, it's going ham too. But at the end of the day, I don't know what to do with these like overextended on the daily kind of plays. Like they're not like a first red day or a clear multi-day runner and stuff right now. But they could be. Other than that, you know, I see SNTI. This is a biotech, and it was a downtrending chart. And, you know, I almost just blindly bought this. Kind of because it had similar price actions to APLD. And I feel like a lot of people were going to try to do the same kind of breakout actions. And see how APLD had this like large panic, and then, you know, it broke that close area around like 130. Now it's at 250. I just feel like someone's gonna do the same thing for SNTI. It's gonna be a lot easier because the float is it's a little bit smaller. But I don't know. I'm pretty much waiting for that actual break of, in this case, it'd be like 240. Well, be more accurate, like 270. Yeah, but nothing has volume or range. So I guess I'm sitting on my hands for now. Oh, actually, something snuck up. I think this has like 90 something. Yeah, like legit. This just popped up at 9:18 when I was going to wash my face. What is this? DRBT. Good morning. No trades this week so far. Staying disciplined, keeping my account. Good. I was looking at GME yesterday. It went past 150, and you know, when I trade GME, I try to put in 100K minimum, and I got all kinds of FOMO because the places that I would have went in would have been an easy like 7K win both times. Okay. ERCT. I was trying to prepare myself to see if I wanted to trade earnings season next week. Okay, so this DRCT, it's up 100% already. It has a micro float, small cap. It's not a very volatile sector, but it's already running. And we're still only 3 minutes in. I'm gonna get some borrows before they get super expensive, or see how much they are at least. Like this legit just popped up within the last 10 minutes. So what price is that? Okay, it's $3. That's gonna be a lot of shares. So 11 cents is actually not that bad for a $2 stock. I better get on it before it is though. Which is this? This is worth to me about $8. That's $8. About 8,000. See, that's how we do it in the hood. We just every 1,000 is $1. Actually, it's supposed to be something like every 100 is $1. But 10,000. Just in case. Just in case I want to blow my account. Okay, I'm done. 3,000.
Executed.
Probably look at $384. Hey, what's up, foosball? I got your videos. That was they came in clutch. Only one trade this week so far on MARA. I just had it up here. Yeah, like I don't know what to do with that like financial market capital kind of stocks that have been just moving like 25% on the day. Because like MARA has a 1.3 billion market cap. Gotta put this in the chat. Market is dead today, boys. If APLD spikes, it won't be a short till Friday. Okay. Third, fourth day. Going green. And it's on its second. Alright. So my thing is probably gonna be to gamble on this gap up short. And it's also a micro float. So we've seen the recent actions on the micro floats that have been just going wild. So I'm just gonna pull up the last 5 from my notes and see if I can find a theme. Yeah, but the reason I wanted to long earlier for SNTI was because I was thinking like like pre-market breakout kind of things. Okay, I was like, why are my notes not coming up? Trade review. At the end of the day, it stayed under the 20% minimum that I was looking for. So I didn't do it. Yeah, see now GME is hitting that top again at 156. I don't know if we're gonna see an actual break of that area or not. But I also just don't want to go back into the large caps and just start scalping everything each day. DRCT 110%. So right now this only has 16 million people in this stock. It's a micro float. If I go in now, I just would feel like an early short, especially since it only started spiking at 1920, and we haven't even figured out the catalyst for it yet. Okay, they had strong results. Alright, so we just have positive news. Something that's just temporary. Yeah, I give it 140% before I actually, go in. Yeah. So that's looking like $3.6 pretty much. I'll probably go in 3.5, risking 20 cents. Yeah. Sounds good to me. If anything, just so I don't forget. One shot borrow 3,000. I'll put in 2,000. Put a limit order. I'm gonna put it 350. Alright. Cool. Let's see if I can find some notes about the recent micro floats. Data. Yeah, I first had a. Oh, who are you? Do you think APLD is a short for Friday? Oh no, I wasn't saying APLD is a short for Friday, but Steven did, and he's pretty much using this as a breakout that turned into a multi-day run, and then it goes down. Just because most of these things with positive news or breakouts have a half-life where, after the third, fourth green day, they start to, become heavy because most of the market is already done trading them and the hype disappears. But yeah, I first had. Wait, I gotta look at that. It all over the place. That was low. I don't have any micro floats that have happened in the past like 3 weeks, but I do have a lot of Tigers. Normally when there's a micro float, I put it like as its own thing. Okay, so KSPN, that's the one that got through us. I heard a lot of people at the conference got chopped on this. All right, so okay, let's go. Oh, we take that off. Anything popped up? DIG is moving a little bit. Yeah, but main thing is I want to look at KSPN, which was popular last week, and just see if we can get anything out of how the recent market is going to react to microfloats. So originally we had like a neutralized area, like bottom around like 2, and we didn't have anything like a sudden spike pre-market that, you know, ended up trapping early shorts and then trapping early shorts again. Instead, we had something closer to, I'll make this bigger. Yeah, fine. This actually went up intraday, which, you know, I hate those gap up shorts that don't just gap up overnight. They just like normally you want a morning edge only. When it starts going into like late day, it takes a lot off the winning percentage because it's harder to actually get some selling pressures to bring it down before the close. Now in this case, this one went up to triple. And it was the second green day. And then it was expected actually to go something closer to like, what, 13 or at least 12. Like double wherever support was created. But it actually had an offering around 11 o'clock. Now I remember that day, like this had an offering, and then it was like HSTO, which had a bounce short. So on the day itself, there was a lot of shared volume, and it still went this high. And so the previous day, I think it was something really similar. I want to see if I have that. Ugh. Because just knowing the context of how it, you know, moves, if we could find like a similar event, maybe we could see something. But the main thing is, this is a completely different scenario. Is all we really need to know. So it's not going to be as helpful as I thought it would be. But we could see that, you know, it tripled on that first day, and then led to another second day. So maybe we can see that point where it did its initial pullback. Like one went to like 430, the top at 520. So it's $1 pullback after, you know, running $4. 3. And running the full 3. Oh, I can't get anything on that for now. I'm just going to put that down. It might become something later, especially if it runs something really similar to this. But for now, we just have 100% extension and, you know, 40 cents off the top, which is a little over 10%, but it's under 20%, so it's still bullish and can be considered like early shorts about to get squeezed. Now 20 million in the first 20 minutes, that is a lot of volume, but for a micro float, it's actually not that bad. I'd be looking for something like 50 plus before like 10:30. So we're definitely on track for if we use the first 30 minutes and make a estimate for the liquidity for the entire day by like doubling that first 30 minutes. We can see we'll probably be over like at least the 80 million on a day. Before I go in, I want to have a clear sign that there's going to be a top, and that can look like a lot of things. It goes up too fast. A lot of people get trapped, but that initial spike didn't really have a whole lot of volume. The 3 minute. Okay. I think I asked you guys how you were doing yesterday. You said, yeah, I had it up for a short in the consolidation on the day before. Talking about MARA, but recognized overwhelming volume and went long for a short squeeze, considering the high short percentage and short trap. Okay. All right. And that's a lot easier to understand why people are going in on MARA. All I saw was the cap was over $1 billion, and this is on this third green day. I don't need this one anymore. MARA. And whenever I see these slow grinds, I'm just like, where's the back holders? But I'm also not confident enough to be like, I'm going to long on this unless there's a clear catalyst. If anything, I wonder if I should start trying to ping pong DRCT. Straight up dip by it and risk 280. Internet went out. Man, my lights were flashing the other day. Being possessed. What is your view on RYTM? I think someone asked me about that yesterday. So it took over 6 days to get that far, which, no matter what, it's still overextended on the daily. with those kind of plays where they're just extremely overextended, you don't know where they're going. They're acting like a micro float, which I actually don't know the float for that. ITM. There's only so much that can actually be done. So I'd be looking for something that confirms a top before I would think about going in. And so it's a biotech, and you know that by itself makes it have a inherent nature. And like with that inherent nature, you can kind of play with it, but you know, you'd pretty much just be trying to go for those surprise offerings. And you know, it definitely has the overextension to where, you know, you can get that 11 o'clock offering, that 1 o'clock offering, that after move offering after like a 50% plus move day. That's the only thing I would try to aim for. So but in terms of just like a pattern, yeah, no one knows where this is actually going to go. I don't want to see what happens to it though. RYTM. I'm gonna take off GOE. Oh, look at that. If I longed GRCT, things would have turned out okay. But now we have to get past was it that 310 area? Because whenever there's like a 320, a 420 and stuff like that, it's always like that 10 cents above the whole dollar. That's where the people that actually did get close to top ticking, and you know, the people that are waiting for that double top area, they always just like to go around that 10 cents area. So I still consider these people the early shorts because I'm expecting them to get squeezed about, you know, 20%. So yeah, 20%, which kind of puts it at like closer to 380, honestly. But I'm gonna go in a little. Yeah, because 350 is up. Because I just want to get that 140%. I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, so RYTM. You know, biotechs, they're just always being crazy. And this isn't parabolic, but it still, I won't say it inherently has the ability to go parabolic, but just biotechs in general are like that. Let's look at this. Like each day, it's saying something positive about, you know, obesity, and first go back to the initial day. What day is this? First. Oh, it's the 12th. Okay, I thought it was the. So you're getting a lot of positive news each day. But at the end of the day, they're gonna have to pull the plug at some point. And so we're trying to figure out where they're gonna pull a plug. And you know, around 200% is usually where you want to pull the plug, so you can get the most of you know, the people raising the money. Because that's what it's supposed to do at the end of the day. I just don't want to blindly go into this. But if we're just strictly talking about like each day that's like pretty much green, I'd wait for I'd be aiming for those 20 to 50% pushes. So a 20% push on this day would be like, you got 10.2. I'd be aiming for the, so I probably would have already took a loss by now, actually. Like a small loss. Because I'd be aiming for the 30% push, which would put this at like $13. Like exactly like right now. Especially after it went sideways like this for a few days. Or a couple days. Now, did that day actually have volume though? 10 million. 20 million. Yeah, because I can't really see this going like double of whatever support it was actually found. It did. That's like a clear short. Just because, everybody would be thinking something really similar. I missed your live stream for 2 days. It was you only missed one day. Monday I didn't show up. I was having a lot of fun at the conference. A little bit too much fun. I didn't rekindle my drinking spirit, and I'm okay with that. I still need to fix my sleep schedule. But me, Jimmy, and a few other people, we had like an after party. Like even started lifting. It was a great lift. Didn't know that, the Freedom Challenge ticket came with like a workout session afterwards or training. That's what they were saying. Oh, there we go. So we're still at that point where this is right before the second early morning rush. It went up to 310. So you still got those early shorts, has the potential to squeeze. I rather not try to chase this. Overall, what would we be looking at? Pretty much 220 for where I would try to take profits, or 90 cents off of the top. Yeah. So it's like 230. And we only have 27 million actually traded up to this point. If it was something closer to 50, then I'd be more about it. Other than SDIG, this doesn't have a lot of competition. Yeah, the lecture on Saturday, Sunday. It was fun. I had a very long introduction. Like I put everyone to sleep and like doing like a 25-minute this is me. I didn't rap. So a lot of people were disappointed about that. But I at least told them a like brief story about my trading journey and a 101 on how to blow up. Even though I haven't blown up yet, but yeah. It's not a good weekend until you lose your dignity. Oh my gosh. It's funny that you mentioned that. We went to Houston's after the third day, And we invited one person, and then that person invited one person, and then that plus one pretty much got social pressured into bringing like more people. And at the end of the day, I asked the waiter for dignity instead of like actual food, and everyone's just like laughing their ass off. They're like, "Oh, what can I get you?" I'm just like, "Can I get 2 bowls of dignity?" And like, oh no, it was rude. It was a fine dining restaurant in breathing, and I wasn't doing it right. Posture check. Speaking of that. I can't wait to see the video. I just want to see how. Well, I know I missed a lot in terms of the instructions. I just want to see it because the presentations were looking really good, and then there was a point where everyone's just like, "Hey, who didn't learn anything?" And like I raised my hand, but I was definitely out there getting like brushed up on a lot of details that normally when I would ask Steven about it, he wouldn't put it all together. He'll just be like, "All right, my expectation of you is like here, so I'm just gonna give you the advanced stuff." But sometimes I actually want those details that I think he would forget. But he was talking about some of those details during the conference, and I was just like, "Ooh, okay." I like to think of him as he's been in this so long that he only knows like advanced techniques. So it's hard for him to like talk to a beginner. Was it talking to the millionaire students was fun too. Man, I tried to they tried to entice me into going to like concerts and stuff that were nearby, and each of the tickets for the concert was like 5,000. I was like, you're crazy. You're nuts. Like, I don't want to pay 5,000 for that. Or like, the material itself was going to be worth it. But it's still 5,000. Like, you know what I mean? You know what you could buy with that? Like, I can get an apartment like for at least a month. FFIE was fun. I thought that was last week. Oh, whoa. When it rains, it pours. You think something similar is going to happen to RTM? Just multiple green days. People are just like, okay, we ran out of pigment or paint. Just paint it red. Ooh, if that. I think someone said it the other day. Looks like Kool-Aid. It is fruit punch. You got that sour apple. I think I'm just hungry. That's what's happening right now. Instead of struggling to look at this, I could just turn up the brightness. So I see 3 tickers with over, 30 million in terms of volume. So I'm trying to figure out where all the volume is, and why is it not going to DRCT? And if it's not going to DRCT now, is it going to go to it later when it like pops off? And do I want to keep this limit order, or do I just want to go into strength with a market order? Because I definitely prefer market orders. Main thing is we just want to go into strength and confirm a top. What was I looking at? I took a small position on RYTM. Ooh. Yeah, I saw it coming back at 1290 right now. Topped at 1320. Your mic is rattling. What do you mean too much fun? You'll see probably some content or some videos later. Like I'm talking about all kinds of contests, too much alcohol, a lot of food, a lot of pushing checks on other people. A lot of shenanigans. There were other things, but I'm only gonna share my stories. I got a great advice from those guys. Yeah, I got a chance to figure out what I remembered and what I know. And when it came to talking to EA, Alex, Steven, Matt, all the people with a million plus accounts and things really similar, like even the ones that got close, like using leverage or stuff like that, you can see how much willpower, how much stress tolerance, the consistency, the obsession, like especially that, like you can see they didn't get there in a day, and there's like a lot of value given. Like the standard was definitely different. It's like when I'm around Steven, like I'm used to that kind of obsession feeling, but when I see it from other people, I'm just like, that's something you only build up after a month of, I don't want to say like not eating and exercising right, but there's different levels. Like anyone that had over a 200K account, you can kind of see it. Like either they're like huge, or like their eyes are just bloodshot red because they're ready to trade on 1 hour of sleep. But I'm like, what? You guys are nuts. Which is sometimes what you have to be, just to feel I want to start getting into those like personality types. But they start getting into the addicting personality type stuff. But it was refreshing to go to the conference at the end of the day. And speaking to the greats, it was very inspiring. Just because you're looking at your ideals, you're looking at your goals, like right in the face. And at the time, I didn't have a lot of questions, but just understanding their personality a little bit, I feel like I can summon them next time I'm in a trade that's a little bit, past my comfort zone. Like one tip, how when we first started, we were saying, hey, don't try to master every pattern. Just focus on one or two and then get better at that. We had a student that did that, for a whole year. And then that's how he grew like most of his account. Then he started spreading over to other stuff. And he was already at a higher risk tolerance and things like that. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, that's pretty dope. It's like me, I'm very chaotic, if you haven't noticed. I've always set like an extremely wide foundation before I started building in most things, which makes me like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. But everyone else was actually something like the opposite. There was no plan B. There was no... Yeah, I want to start speaking in negatives. I don't know. Overall, it was great. They basically said pick one pattern and just learn that. And when you know that backwards and forwards, then go to the next one. Yeah. You have to legit master it. The way I define mastering is you built up like a line of good habits, like a bottom line of good habits that are going to scale with the long term. And then you're going to be professional, which, you know, I define that as no matter the situation or how you feel, you're going to be called to perform, and you're going to be able to perform because you have so much momentum built up to that point that allows you to like act on muscle memory and things like that. Because I can see that with Steven. That's why he likes to play StockCraft. Like multitasking got it down. Instant getting himself off his like euphoric state or his depressive state. Yeah, it goes all over. APLD and SDIG got more volume. Yeah. So with APLD, yeah, this ran for a few days. It has this little green day, or the little red day. I kind of want to treat that like a slightly green day, just because it's so small. The main thing is the panic started at like 4 when you go all the way back to June. So as long as it stays under what, 350, I think it's definitely going to come down. But Steven already called it. He said he's waiting for something closer to Friday. There's only so much support and push that can happen over like a long run. What were we looking at earlier? RYTM. Like you saw, it had to have that 2-day break of just going sideways, but it actually didn't want to pull enough to crack. You get too much of a pull, that's where you start doing those first red days. Do too much extension, that's where you start getting like overextended gap down. But you can't go into it like, oh, this is a gap up short. Wow, look at all those retracted messages. Hold on, I'm about to make a message just so I can retract it. Easy. Hey, I'm a part of the group now. Actually, I want to see what the thing looks like. Hey, we got 13 people watching. Sweet, new record. I had all these widgets, and I was waiting for someone to subscribe because I put some music. I just want to hear it one time so it doesn't scare me if it like just happens randomly. I lost the chat. Where'd it go? Okay, there you are. Pancakes. Why? Oh, I see now. What is your favorite pattern? So the first two I started on was like gap up short and bounce short, and just tried a lot of those all through 2021, like all the way up to December, until, you know, Steven was just like, all right, you just missed so many first red days, multi-day runners and all this other stuff. And, you know, I was just building my statistics for gap up short and confidence and stuff for like bounce short. Everything kept getting reset by like GME kind of plays, large caps and things like that, or like trading DWAP. At the end of the day, I made money on those, but I just didn't have that resolve, commitment, and like all those other things that pretty much say you sacrifice all other options, and then like you're really committed to taking that max loss or just like coming up with bank because you're holding the full amount of time. So I didn't feel right going to like first red day and things like that. But now, like right now, my favorite pattern okay, when I think favorite, I'm thinking the one I wouldn't hesitate to go in on. And that just goes to resistance play. So gap up short is cut out. When it comes to overextended gap down, there's some times where I feel nervous when it goes a little bit past the gapping portion, but still like bounces up in between. But comparing that to like a first red day, there's different variations, and I feel like I'm still not familiar with the variations yet. I can't really say it's either of those either. So it would have to be bounce short, like a very heavy resistance bounce short, just because that's a no-brainer at that point. You add a gap into a resistance, and then depending on whether it's like morning or late day, you can size in a lot and expect a big crack. You're just gonna have to be prepared. My thing is I just miss so many of them, because if you don't have like a watch list full of them, or if someone doesn't ping you when the resistance happens, you end up just looking in hindsight of, oh, I should have knew about that. Yeah, but it would have to be bound short. Do you have abs? Yeah. Like, you ever had to check? I'm not like Jimmy that does crunches every day. I keep mine like protected. When I get too skinny, I get like a big ego. I have a lot of energy, and if I don't channel it well, it becomes like I become very excited, and I try not to do that in my trading, because that just ends up with like bigger, more sizes and things like that. Unless I'm like running each day and some other stuff like that. But I'm pretty much going to the gym consistently. So like riding a bike, lifting, squats, leg day, every other day, no exceptions. Why your computer photo is a man? Are you talking about the profile picture for YouTube? That's me. Back in quarantine. Yeah. Profile picture. Your computer photo is a man. Oh yeah, that's me. Better double check. Ooh. FC talking shit about your fees, guys. I think Dontez paid over 11 cents on TZ though. What? Yeah. I know I paid at least 11 cents. Like, it's been like this for a minute. Did it change? Wait, what? It's 8 cents on DRCT and Cobra. Wow. Damn. You know, they all go to different clearing firms. I remember a lot of rumors were going around that TZ had the best connections to the clearing firms. And so that's how they could do their like commission-free broker stuff and make money. But I don't know, maybe they went to a dinner or something and they messed up those relations. Now they're taking it out on the employees. But you know, I'm not gonna try to instigate anything, because these fees are definitely getting ridiculous. This is not that bad though. Like 11 cents for a $3 stock. Like if it was like 20 cents and above, because like you're buying 3,000 at a time. Whenever you're under like $4, it's just nickel and diming your whole account. Cool. I have abs. They're under a layer of fat. Yeah, you're just protecting them. The turtle shell. I mean your own real computer. They got some of those Ducks conference videos. TZ Omara locates at Cobra 0.0025. Yeah, that's because it's $1 billion like market cap, and I thought I had it up here. What did I borrow today? DRCT. Yeah, so like DRCT, this is a micro float. Whenever there's a micro float, people are expecting it to either go parabolic or just like completely die, like 90%. Just because there's such a little amount of supply. And like this spike from like 150 to about like 275 in like what, 5 minutes, that by itself already looked like a pump. And so, oh man, it just cracked, and I had nothing in there. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go in on just to get those borrow fees back, which is like $400. I'm gonna cover pretty much at 20 cents. Yeah, so if we go in now, yeah, 10%. How much did I borrow? Borrowed like 10K worth. Only trying to get $400. Main thing is it's not in the ideal spot, so I can't go in full and expect this to, you know, just work out because I'm in it. So what this is worth to me is about at least half. So that's 5K. And so we're looking at 1,500 instead of 3,000. But I also don't want to just do it into weakness. I want to do it into strength. Yeah, I hate playing these kind of games. That's why you see me take so many borrow fees, just because, you know, I'd rather not get used to just chasing. Now, if I was on GME yesterday and I chased with the way I wanted to, that could have been a 7-8K win. But you know how it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you didn't. Oh well. All right, a few more questions or comments. Locate feed. Easy, got those Ducks conference style videos and lost their connections. Oh my gosh. TZ got those Ducks conference style videos and lost their connection. When you first start, it's overwhelming and everything is a pattern. They're not. The part where you ripped your shirt off and twirled your tassel pasties was brilliant. Oh my gosh. You know, someone actually did that at the bar, and we just had too much fun. It was real hype. It wasn't too much. We could definitely do worse. We've seen the movies. Everything in moderation. All right, guys, it's 10:30. I don't see anything. Okay. As I say that, I see PGY. What are you doing? Oh, that's a lot of float and market cap. But only 4. Yeah, I wouldn't even know what to do with that for now. Yeah, but nothing going on. Be safe, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna try something. So I try to put in some credits, and I don't think they're working. Unless I have to press like start or something. Yeah, no clue how to ping these credits. Yeah, it's not working. All right, guys. Peace.